Hello everybody, this is Jeff at etrailer.com. Today we're going to take a look at the Taskmaster Provider 75R17.5 Radial tire in a load range H, mounted on this 17.5-inch silver solid center wheel with an offset and an 8 on 6.5-inch bolt pattern. Now this tire and wheel assembly is ideal for heavy-duty trucks and trailers. The heavy-duty steel wheel with the solid center design is sturdy and corrosion resistant. The finish on it, it's a 3-step finishing process they use, which will include a zinc phosphate bath, then an e-coat primer, and then a nice silver powder coat on both sides of the wheel. Now this wheel here, it is a hub piloted wheel, which means it'll center on the hub. It does require a close fit of the center pilot hole to the hub. The pilot hole diameter right here is 4.76 inches. Now hub piloted wheels do require the use of flange nuts for installation. Those flange nuts we do sell separate on our website, and they're usually listed on this product page as a related product. The flange nut size they use is 5/8 of an inch by 18. Now this wheel does also have a negative offset of 0.51 inches. Now a negative offset is when the hub mounting surface right back here is behind the center line of the wheel. That negative offset, basically the center line of the wheel is right here. So this mounting surface over on this side here will be behind the wheel center line, and that means it's a negative offset, and negative offset moves the tire away from the center line of the trailer. Now this uses a radial tire on it. A radial tire is constructed with double steel belts and double polyester cords for a nice long life. It is great for highway use. They do use a nylon tread firming belt overlay around the tire to help prevent tread separation, and the tire itself is bake tested to ensure that the rubber holds up over time. Now this assembly is created specifically for heavy-duty trucks and trailers. It's not intended for use on other vehicles. This assembly does meet the DOT, Department of Transportation specifications, and it will exceed your federal motor vehicle safety standards. A few dimensions on this. On the wheel itself, the diameter, 17.5 inches. The width on just the wheel, 6 3/4 inches. The bolt pattern on this wheel is an 8 lug on 6.5-inch bolt pattern, and if you want to measure that, here's your 8 holes. It's pretty easy because on a wheel that has an even number of lugs, like in this one 8, the holes are right across from each other. So when you go to measure it, just pick any hole, measure from the center of that hole to the center of the hole right across from it. So on this it'll measure 6.5 inches, so it's an 8 lug 6.5-inch bolt pattern. Weight capacity on just the wheel is 6,005 pounds. And the tire size is always stamped on the sidewall. So right here you can see 215 75R 17.5. The R means that it is a radial tire. The section width, so the section width right here on the tire is 8.3 inches. Overall diameter from the very bottom to the very top when it's inflated is 30.2 inches. This tire is a load range H, which means it's a 16-ply rated tire, so it does have a maximum load capacity of 4,805 pounds at 123 psi. And then the last thing I do want to mention, most all these tires do have a speed rating stamped on them, and the way you can tell is they stamp it on the sidewall with a letter designation. So on this one, right after the size we just went over, you'll see 2 numbers for the load index, and then they stamp a letter M. Speed rating M will mean that this has an 81 mile/hour speed rating. But that should do it for the review on this Taskmaster Provider 215 75R17.5 Radial tire in a load range H on this 17.5-inch silver solid center wheel with an offset and an 8 on 6.5-inch bolt pattern.